Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on Julius Caesar, and today we get to hear from Julius Caesar in Act 3, Scene 1. So some exciting things. Yesterday we were in Act 2, Scene 2 / Act 2, Scene 3, depending on how you look at things. The folio doesn't recognize any scenes beyond 2-2. Everything from 2-2 just bleeds into 3-1. But some versions split out Act 2, Scene 3, which was Artemidorus, like writing a letter that he's prepared to give to Caesar because he's aware of the conspiracy, whatever. And then there's also kind of technically an Act 2, Scene 4 in some versions, where Portia is now with Lucius, the servant who sleeps a lot, and she's freaking out and she's like, go find out what's going on. And Lucius isn't clear what the instructions are, and he's like, am I just going there and not doing anything and then coming back and not doing anything? Like, what's the deal? And she's like, no, tell me how Brutus is doing. Like, this is what I need to know. And then she runs into the soothsayer, who again shares some like spooky prophecy type stuff, and she's like, oh, Brutus has this suit that Caesar will not grant, and so she's like freaking out about this whole thing. And we learn that it's now like 9 o'clock in the morning, so yay, they are at the Senate House already. So Act 3, Scene 1, they're at the Senate House and they're getting ready to hold court. Caesar is about to start hearing people's petitions, and there's a lot of hubbub at the beginning of the scene where, Artemidorus is like, read this before you read anybody else's, and the conspirators are trying to get Artemidorus out of the way because they don't want Caesar to be warned, and they start to have some doubts amongst themselves. They're like, oh, this isn't quite going as planned. Maybe we shouldn't have done this. Maybe they're like, this is freaking me out. This is freaking me out. And then Trebonius, like right on cue, takes Mark Antony out of the way because they don't want Mark Antony to interfere in the whole thing. And then the conspirators are like, all right, where's Cimber? Like, Cimber's going to kick this off, because the plan is Cimber is going to present a suit to Caesar, which will allow the other conspirators to circle around him, and then they can attack. So they're like, all right, where's Cimber? Let's make this happen. And Cimber finally comes up and bows, or Caesar's like, all right, I'm ready to hear suits. Who's going first? And Cimber comes up and bows, gets down on his knee, and is like, my dear, great, wonderful Caesar, here upon my knee of it. And Caesar says, I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first degree into the lane of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melteth fools. I mean, sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied. So what he's saying is, like, this show that you're putting on of flattery, trying to sway me to your side, isn't going to work. Like, I'm not going to fall for that kind of thing. And if you're going to come in here and grovel on your knees like a dog, that I reverse your brother's banishment, then you're going to be treated like a dog. I'm going to kick you like a dog out of the way. And then, this isn't coming out of nowhere. This is how Caesar behaves. And Cimber's like, well, who else should come before you to beg that my brother's banishment be overturned? And we get to hear some more from Caesar tomorrow as he expounds on what kind of leader he is. And we'll see. What do you think? Does it sway people away from killing him to know what he thinks of himself as a leader? I don't know. We'll find out. Unless you already know the play, in which case you know, and I know the play, so I know. But anyway, we'll find out together tomorrow, as if we didn't know the play. Mwah.